Coming in at 133 pounds for the Northwestern Wildcats, we have Dominic Malone, and for the Spartans, Garth Yenter. These two have not met in their career yet. Dom Malone started his career at 125 pounds, as did Garth Yenter, but both wrestlers moving up. Both redshirt juniors.
So Dom Malone in on a front headlock here. Underhook on that right side of Garth Yenter. Or excuse me, left side of Garth Yenter, right side for Dom Malone.
Referee's gonna call a stalemate, bring him back for a fresh start. 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first period.
So Garth Yenter pushing the pace here. Dom Malone snap, spin behind. Garth Yenter looking for a roll. And a good stop for Dom Malone.
And typically what we've seen for Yenter, he comes out, starts the match strong, and usually just is weathered. His conditioning hasn't been up to where he would like it to be. And if he can wrestle 7 minutes, this match is going to play into his favor.
So Garrison White coming off a huge win, season-changing win over NCAA All-American Rossi Bruno, defeating him 3-2.
Correction, Dom Malone with the victory, not Garrison White.
Sorry about that. Dom Malone, yeah, Dom Malone was very successful, as I mentioned, in Ann Arbor this weekend. Just did a good job of controlling the mat. There was not a single point in that duel where you felt that Rossi Bruno had an opportunity to beat Garrison White. Garrison White got an early takedown and never looked back.
And Malone was extremely successful his freshman year at 125 pounds, but when it came time for postseason, he just wasn't ready to wrestle, and decided that tournament decided he wasn't going to make it to the national tournament.
So this is trouble for Garth Yenter.
And the same technique Rogelainer used in that 125-pound bout.
So very close to near fall, but not broken the plane yet. Garrison White needs to elevate that bottom leg a little more, continue to scoot his hips in, and stalemate. Not something you see in a tilt position very often.
And Yenter did a great job of being aware where his shoulders were, kept him perpendicular to the mat, and didn't let it break that 90-degree plane to start the near fall count. And this is where we need to see the Spartans wrestle here. The 125-pound bout, Rogelainer was unable to get off the mat against Garrison White, and so far in this bout we see Yenter struggling. Same position that Rogelainer did.
So warning on the bottom man for stalling. So that's his first warning. Second one will be a point awarded to Dom Malone, and Dom Malone looking.
A deep bar on that left side.
Running it tight too, and this could be potential trouble for Garth Yenter.
Yenter doing a great job not allowing.
And this would be huge for the Northwestern Wildcats. A possible fall for Dom Malone here in East Lansing at 133 pounds. And
saved by the bell. What I was saying,
near fall.
Malone was struggling to find an anchor on that right side, and that's what helped Yenter fight that bar for so long. But as soon as Malone got that wrist and drove it over, it was trouble for Yenter. Saved by the bell.
The thing about this match right here is why is it so crucial? Because the last 3 matches, Northwestern, the Wildcats have forfeited. So it's going to be, that would have been huge if Dom Malone was able to pick up 6 for the team.
Now a 7-0 lead for Dom Malone early in this second period. You have to be thinking the Wildcats definitely want bonus points out of their 133-pound wrestler.
Taking it back to some high school 103 days, we just saw Dundee wrestle Lowell High School. 2 top programs here in the state of Michigan. Lowell, the Red Arrows, defeating Dundee. And Max Dean picking up a big win, little brother of NCAA champion Gabe Dean.
Now we see
back to
Malone
this match.
back in that front headlock where he scored early in the first period. And Malone from the very storied high school wrestling program of Wyoming Seminary, one of the top-ranked teams in the nation this year.
So Malone doing a good job on his feet. I like how he's moving his hands and his feet, not allowing Garth Yenter to really time his steps. In and out, very fluid.
That's what we need to see more of from Yenter. Doing a great job getting to that underhook, but when he's outside of the ties, he's not moving his hands and feet simultaneously.
And he's very flat-footed. You can especially see here in this front headlock. Excuse me, collar tie.
Malone on his toes while Yenter flat on his feet, and that's a huge part of this match so far.
So Malone in on a low single and gets the 2 points for the takedown, and Yenter bails out. It's a good idea to do so.
Like you were saying earlier, great wrestlers know when to score, and Malone scored at the end of that period. Yenter unable to answer. A 9-0 deficit for Yenter headed to the third period.
So now if you're Garth Yenter, you just have to start thinking about getting to some sort of offense. Find a positive from this match because you're down 9-0. You cannot give up bonus points and expect to win a duel. So, or excuse me, you cannot give up bonus points and expect to win a match. But with Garth Yenter, what he has to do is if he's not scoring takedowns, there's nothing to pull from this match. He wasn't successful on his feet, he wasn't successful in the down position, and he wasn't successful in the top position. So getting a takedown would completely change the outcome of this match. He might not win the match, but it's a positive that you can take.
And one thing about the sport of wrestling, a match is never over. Yenter needs to keep fighting here and possibly look for a fall to get himself a victory here.
So in a front headlock position, you want to see your wrestlers bouncing in that position.
What Yenter wasn't doing is he wasn't on his toes. He was on his knees in that front headlock and essentially no pressure on his opponent. So a beautiful single leg by Dom Malone, but Yenter gets his hips back.
So Malone continuing to bring his hips up, adjusting his position on that swing single, has his hands locked, head is stuck in the outside. Garth Yenter doing a good job posting off the hips. Stalemate called back to the center of the mat, neutral position.
Malone has to be strong. Yenter got his hips back, immediately got him flat. And Malone did a great job holding on to that leg and not allowing Yenter to counterattack there.
So 20 seconds left. So looks like Dom Malone's going to hold on to this one by a score with riding time, 10-0.
And a great weekend for Malone of knocking off an All-American, then coming to East Lansing and getting a victory against Yenter. 2-0 on the weekend.